Hello everybody, it is your favorite banana returning to you with another Rocket League trading video. And for this one we've got part 2 in the Nothing to Bubbly trading series, where I trade a single triumph crate all the way up to a bubbly, explaining every single trade along the way. And if you are new around here, I definitely suggest you go check out part 1 and subscribe if you want to see more Rocket League or trading videos out of me. But to kick things off, let's take a quick recap from the end of part 1. We had an inventory I valued at about 4.25 keys or $4.25. We had the standout item, which was a Tora. Then we had a non-crate very rare that beat an egg over there. And then we had a whole bunch of mixed crates in there as well. So as you can see, not a very big inventory, so we're going to see if we can maybe get a nice overpay on that Tora and have a lot more items to work with. Then we kick off with trade number 1, which is the Tora. But unfortunately I couldn't find that great overpay I was looking for. We managed to get 2 keys, 8 triumph crates, and a ripped comic decal for the Octane. This is after the Salty Shores update, so the triumph crates went down in price and demand. So I would say about 8 triumphs at this stage was worth about 1 key. Whereas the ripped comic, I saw a lot of people trying to sell them for 1 key, but on the other side of the fence, not that many people looking to buy them. So I would value this at around 50 cents, but it is an Octane decal, so they are quite easy to sell. Moving on to trade number 2, and it's quite ironic because I was complaining about the Tora and we just pick up another one on trade number 2. But I couldn't skip out on this deal because it was just such a cheap price. So here we're getting about 3.5 keys for about 2.15, and that is some really good profit, and I'm happy with this deal. Now, while the first Tora was a bit difficult to trade, the second one was a breeze. On Rocket League Garage, I put up an advert listing the Tora and the 8 triumph crates for a TWINZER. The TWINZER had just come out, and if you've watched my previous Nothing to Somethings, I always talk about how good new import cars are to trade. So much demand for them. So with this trade, we're putting in about 4.5 keys from my side, but we're getting a certified TWINZER, which I would say is worth about 6 keys. Uncertified version was going for about 5. So we're making a big win in terms of profit, in terms of demand, and trading about 9 items for 1 single item. And I wasn't surprised when my next trade was for that very TWINZER we were talking about, and I managed to sell that one for 6 keys. Now the next 2 trades kind of go hand in hand, and the first one I'm buying a TWINZER for 5 keys. Now the only reason I did this is because on Steam I came across a guy that was willing to pay a crazy overpay for a TWINZER. And before buying this TWINZER, I invited him just to ask him if he's still looking for the TWINZER. Then I decided to pick this one up for 5 keys. Then we move on to the great overpay. We've got a certified ZSR in there, and it comes from the PCC series, so it's easily 1 key, maybe 1.25. We've also got 15 PCC crates in there, and a lot of people are trying to sell PCC about 4 for 1 key, where people are trying to buy at like the 1 to 6 range, so you can value it around there. I'm going to pick the middle ground and say 1 to 5, so the 15 PCC I'm going to value at 3 keys. Then we've got some Zomba wheels in there as well. I would say easily 50 cents, but we're going to look for about 75. Same with the Hikari P5. Then we've got the Diomedes wheels. I think these are quite low in demand, so I'm going to value them at around 33 cents. And we're also picking up 5 non-crate very rares. Like I've said before, people easily buy 3 for 1 key, but we're going to see if we can sell them each for around 50 cents, so about 2.5 with those very rares. However, there actually was slightly more to the trade. I was a bit worried that he wouldn't hold up his bargain and just ditch after the first trade, but he kept his word, so props to him on that. But we're also getting 6 triumphs in there. They did go down a bit in demand, so I'm just going to safely value those at about 50 cents because it's quite easy to work with. And with the CC4 crates, I'm seeing a lot of people trying to sell about 4 for 1 key, people trying to buy 5 for 1 key. But I'm just going to be on the safe side and value them at about 20 cents each. So as you can see, we've got heaps of items for our little TWINZER. And what that means is we want to be a bit careful. Make sure we don't get too many overpays and clutter our inventory with items. Then it becomes difficult to trade because we got so many. Now we want to try sell them for keys or maybe some crates and really try clean out our inventory. So next up, we're going to start with the cleaning phase. And while I want to get keys for all my items, we can use these brand new impact crates as sort of a middleman. They're crazy high demand, so they're very easy to sell for keys. So if we convert our items to impacts, that's also really good for us. And the next trade is pretty much a repeat of that, where we're just selling that lightning boost for an impact crate. From there, we continue with our little cleaning phase, and we managed to sell 2 of the non-crate very rares for 1 key. Same sort of thing where it's not profit in the sense of value, but the key has way more demand than these 2 non-crate very rares, so a good trade over here. Next up, we finally managed to get rid of the ripped comic. I said I valued it about 50 cents and we got offered a Dom GT. You can see here that I have a look which crate it comes from, and that's very important. The Champ series is worth about 75 cents to 1 key, whereas the Player's Choice version is worth about 1 key because it's very popular in those trade-ups. However, even with the Champ series Dom, we're still making profit in terms of value, and a Dom GT has way more demand than the simple ripped comic. Next trade is just another one in the cleaning stage. 6 Triumph crates for 1 impact. Similar value, but the impact is 1 item and it's higher in demand. And I'm sure you can guess what this next trade is all about. Ink boost for an impact crate. The next 2 trades are identical, selling 2 impacts each for 1 key. However, an important tip that I forgot to mention earlier is that you want to sell these brand new items as soon as possible because their value is really dipping quickly. So these impact crates, the TWINZERs I got, I try to sell them as quick as I can before my other items. While we're only selling 4 impact crates here, imagine you had 100 or 200 and you held them for a week. Something like that is going to cause you to lose crazy amounts of value from your trades. And then we move on to the Diomedes for an impact crate. Really happy with this one because the Diomedes had low demand. And I was quite shocked that we actually traded it before the Hikari and the Zomba. But in any case, I'm happy with this one. And then we move on to the PCC ZSR, selling it for 3 impacts. And this is where the price of the impacts is starting to dip. No longer seeing people sell 2 for 1 key, they're now trying to get 3. However, this can still be a profitable deal if we get lucky and we manage to find someone that's still buying 2 for 1 key. Then we move back to some different items. We've got our Dom GT up against a Breakout Type S and a non-crate very rare Topper, I think. Now I also had a look, and that Breakout Type S is unfortunately also from the Champ series. It's not the PCC version. But I would still say that Breakout Type S is easily 50 cents, maybe 75, and if you get extremely lucky, like the Dom GT, also about 1 key. And that non-crate very rare for the trade-ups is worth about 50 cents, so we are making some decent profit in this trade. However, that Dom GT is more popular than the Breakout Type S. And we move on to our final trade today, one you've been seeing throughout the episode, and that is selling 4 impacts for 2 keys. And hopefully you've seen how great the impact crate, or any new crate in fact, can be for trading. And we've really shown off that middleman tactic using the impact crates. But let's close things off with a recap like we did in the previous episode. Starting out, we had the Tora, we had the non-crate very rare, and then a bunch of mixed crates valuing in at 4.25 keys or $4.25. And now in this episode we've made some great progress. We've got 6 keys, we've got 2 exotic wheels valued at 1 key in total. Same thing with the non-crate very rares, 2 for 1 key. Then we've got the Breakout Type S, which is easily half a key. Moving on to the crates, we've got 15 Player's Choice, which I value at about 3 keys. Then we've got the 2 Champ 4 crates valued at about 40 cents together. And then to close it off, the least popular crates, which I just summed together as mixed crates. We've got 8 valued at about 5 cents each, totaling for 40 cents. So if we total that all together, we should be looking at about 12.3 keys or $12.3. A very big upgrade from the 4.25 we started at. But hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you are new around here. And I will catch you in the next video. Bye bye.